Greetings from Hollyworld, it's Bob Hollywood. But maybe since the month is October, it should be Holly Weird, I don't know. Anyway, today we are going to be reviewing a figure. This is a more recent review, and the figure we're going to be reviewing is the Seth Rollins in zombie form from the WWE Zombies line. I believe this is wave 2. I could be wrong, it could be wave 3, but it is not the first wave of WWE zombie figures, and it's not even the most recent, I don't believe. But this figure came out in 2016, so it's a little over 2 years old. And like I said, it is Seth Rollins in zombie form. I bought this on clearance from Target. It says $6.48. I did not spend $6.48 on this. I don't know why it says for $6.48. I did not spend $6.48 on this. I bought this for less than $5. I bought all of the figures in this set except for the AJ Styles. I'm still going to get him. But I bought them all from either Five Below or Target. So Five Below, they were $5. At Target, they were a little bit less on clearance. And as you can see, he's got green skin because he's been dead for a while. Let's turn it over in the back and look at his bio. It says Seth Rollins zombified. This is Seth freaking Rollins. Now turned zombie, he's feeling even more freaking good. Fitting, since he's long been said that the freaks come out at night, and as the architect of the zombies, Seth has the blueprints to mayhem and madness beyond the grave. If we pan up, or rather I just lift this up, we can see that there are 5 other zombie wrestlers in the lineup. We have the classic Stone Cold Steve Austin. He has a smoking skull. Honestly, he was the coolest one that I saw. That skull was amazing. He was the first one I bought along with Brock Lesnar. And we have Kevin Owens, who I'll review next, just because I grabbed 2 figures and they were the first 2 I grabbed. We have Sasha Banks, which is the only female in the line. And again, Brock Lesnar and AJ Styles, who I've yet to grab, but I will get, because out of all of the 6 wrestlers possible, he's my favorite wrestler. So yeah, that's cool. It says, warning, small parts may be generated, not for ages 0 to 3. You get the little onion head, and it contains 1 figure. There are no accessories, but hey, maybe he comes apart at the joints or whatever easily, and those could be swallowed by kids. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rip this open. As you see, it's in a really cool clamshell. All of these, I don't want to say all of them, but there are different clamshells for the figures. They don't all look like this rectangular thing. Some of them are rounded, and I think that's cool. We don't see too many clamshell figures these days. I mean, Mattel's pretty good with like their wrestlers. Some of them are in it, but a lot of figures these days are in boxes, which is cool too, but I always prefer clamshells. Sorry about the noise. He is now free from his plastic prison. Now let's have a look at him. Since I do not typically collect wrestling action figures, this is very obviously my first Seth Rollins figure. And I think that's cool. He has a pretty cool face. Looks like a zombie. Doesn't necessarily look like Seth Rollins, but it's cool. He's got the beard, the black hair, the black on his hair and his beard are a little bit lighter than the black and like his mustache and his eyebrows, but it's cool. Pale white eyes, no pupils, tongue hanging out. Looks like his jaw is dislocated as if maybe he took a punch as a zombie. And it's cool. Again, you get the green skin, you get his tattoo on his back. I'm pretty sure if you're a fan of Seth Rollins, you may know what that means. I do not know what that means. And he's got white tights, which are cool. It's got the Seth Rollins logo. It's a little off center, but it's cool. Going down his right leg, you see some flesh. It's very flesh colored. The muscle of the flesh, you see his bone sticking out on his right, and then he has his white boot on his right leg. The boot's a little dirty, and as the pants go down, they get a little dirty, but they start clean at the top, and that's not an error, that's detailing. On his left leg, there is more flesh technically at the top of his thigh, but there's his knees covered up, and then his his left calf and ankle and foot are all fleshy and bony, so that's cool. His he has 1 open fist, or 1 open hand to hold a weapon if you wanted him to, and 1 closed fist for a punch. I don't know if zombies wrestle, but His arms go up this high, so not very high at all, but they rotate at the shoulder 360 degrees both ways. Both arms do that for you. And then there is a swivel at the bicep. And his elbow is single jointed, but he still manages to give you a little bit better than 90 degrees. Let me do that for both arms so you'll know. Oh no, I knocked the camera down. And there you see all my art supplies. Sorry about that. I could probably get rid of that, but I most likely won't. And his right arm is just as good as his right arm in terms of a little bit better than 90 degrees. He's got these wrist rockers, but they also rotate 360 degrees both ways. Let's see how easy they are to come out. They aren't very easy to get out on their own. Take some heat to it, it might work. We didn't do his head. His head does go 360 degrees despite having the longer hair. The hair is very, very soft plastic compared to the rest of them. Like his face, his head in general is very soft compared to his chest. And the legs are softer again, but his crotch is harder. And yeah, he's soft some places and harder in other places. His waist, 360 degrees, which I think is cool. His legs go up that high, a little less than 90 degrees, but no one's complaining. And they go back that far, not very far at all. His knees, 90-degree bend, which is awesome. And just notice he has no articulation of his upper thigh, no swivel there, but he has a swivel at his boot. And it actually looks like his leg would come apart here, just under his right knee. I may have to do some research. I might. And then his left thigh swivels as well. The ankles do this. But that's it. And that's typical for Mattel. So that your DC universe or multiverse figures are the same way. And his legs, they don't come open, which is unfortunate, especially since he's a wrestler. But I think this guy is pretty awesome. I'm going to put him down so you can see him. And I'm going to get his height. Very blurry today. I put him back too far. There we go. And he is 7 inches almost. So he is pretty tall. The wrestling figures, for the most part, they're one size. Most of them are going to be this height. If you're a really considerably shorter wrestler, like a Rey Mysterio or Sin Cara, they're a little bit smaller. And if you're a bigger wrestler, like Big Show, Andre the Giant, you're a little bit taller. I know that much from just looking at the packaging. Again, I haven't collected a wrestling figure since the early 2000s. So this is amazing, you know, like he's pretty well sculpted and a lot of mobility, or a lot of, you know, he can move. His body can move pretty well, especially compared to when the last time I checked. I collected wrestling figures. He has one peg hole on his right foot, on his boot, if you wanted to put him on a base. And that's pretty cool. Again, this is from 2016 WWE. This is made by Mattel. Just put it this way, last time I collected wrestling figures, they were made by Jakks Pacific. Or, you know, so that's cool. I'm gonna see if his head comes off. It doesn't easily, but I'm pretty sure it can if, you know, you make it or you heat it up. And again, I like it. Like he's ripped. He's got definition in his abs and his arms. I don't know. Maybe you get it a wash and it'll pop it out a little bit better. But it's a good figure. There's only one paint defect that I'm spotting. Nope, that came right off. So it was a little bit of pink from like the color of his legs, but it came right off. And again, his pants are dirty, but they're supposed to be that way. I'm assuming he was in a grave somewhere. And before I keep going, I just want to say I think this line's cool. Like the little bios, they really incorporate the wrestler well. So that being said, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let all your homies know where they can find me, B.O.B. That's right here for the month of October. Holly Weird. I am trying to pump out horror-themed reviews, and this is one of many. So check back here. I upload every day. See you later.